Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about DoorDash wait time pay. So DoorDash has been implementing a wait time pay in some markets, and while I haven't heard of this myself, one of my subscribers did reach out to me about it. And while I think this can be a good thing for gig workers, DoorDash has earned a particular reputation around something like this. So in this video, we are talking about everything you must know about the DoorDash wait time pay, what DoorDash tells you or doesn't tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. From my subscriber. So we learned about this from one of my subscribers, aka K. Kearney. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. Hello, Joe. Got this twice on my delivery shift today. This is the first time I have seen in my market location. Have you seen this update as well? Have an awesome weekend. Well, first off, I have seen it on the apps of drivers that have been on DoorDash, but I have been more active on Uber Eats as of late, so I haven't seen it personally. Not to mention, after checking out the website, information is unavailable on this subject on the DoorDash website. Second, let's go over some of these screenshots that you had sent over. After waiting for about 10 minutes, you decide to hit the order has a long wait time button to potentially get a worry-free unassigned, in which you see that now that you have two options: continue waiting for an additional $2 or unassigned with no pay. Ultimately, you decide to stick it out and receive that pay once it has completed. This is cool and all, and has been the only valid argument surrounding earned by time-based drivers, that they can wait indefinitely and be paid more per order based on the base rate, whereas drivers who use earn per offer to be punished for waiting, and this solves that issue entirely, even in a small way. That said, I really wish DoorDash had a help page for this. It isn't uncommon for pilot programs to not have help pages, especially on DoorDash, and with how technical these apps can be and how these apps work, but they're becoming more and more necessary now to have these laid out terms. That said, in order to find more information, we had to scour the holy grail of clearly reliable information: Reddit. Merchant tactics. This is a post we found on Reddit on this subject. McDonald's have been lying about orders being ready on the tablet. DoorDash has started offering $2 merchant delay pay to drivers who are waiting more than 10 minutes past pickup time. McDonald's has been covering themselves by pressing the order is ready for pickup button on the tablet when the driver arrives, so they don't have to pay the $2 delay pay. They're covering themselves while screwing over the driver. Typical of DoorDash to implement a new system like this, and immediately it gets gamified. That said, it seems that this is exposing more of an underlying issue with the gig economy, and that is how restaurants are claiming the orders are done almost immediately, even though that's just factually inaccurate. McDonald's franchisees have already found ways to gamify areas of the business that don't even have to do with delivery, such as drive-through window times being manipulated by sticking things out the car door window at the drive-through because they need to get orders done every 30 seconds, but that doesn't mean people are coming through. Not to mention how lying to gig workers and outright discriminating against them has become common practice, especially for McDonald's and other fast food restaurants, from TikTok memes referring to them as those people and ignoring them entirely. I remember going into a McDonald's and specifically asking them how long an order was going to be, and the new worker that was there went out to her manager, because she's new and she doesn't know better, to ask how long it's gonna be and what she should say to the driver, and she says,
"Oh, honey, you don't answer that question. You just ignore those people."
Literally training her staff to discriminate against gig workers. So this isn't surprising that the franchise that duplicated their system globally is now teaching their teams to gamify the system by claiming the order is done on the tablet when in reality it is not. When to unassign or to take it. This Redditor actually brought up an interesting point. Wow, I've been taking them for compensation for time wasted for a long time now. They almost never pay anything. That said, I'm worth more than $2 per 10 minutes. Make it 5 and we'll take, and that is cheap. Which is fair. An extra $2 may seem fair from the perspective of the total order, but it does devalue the amount of time and energy committed to the order itself, especially since you've already committed 10 extra minutes, and now you're expected to give more of your time. That said, there's another factor that is yet to be addressed, and is another great reason to why there needs to be help pages. Think about it. You've already waited 10 plus minutes, and will get an extra $2. In a few more minutes, there's no guarantee you'll get a decent order after the fact, in my opinion. From the perspective of DoorDash sending you another order, you already used your gas and mileage during that order, and yeah, there isn't a guarantee that DoorDash will send you another order quickly enough to justify waiting the amount of time and energy on that kind of wait time regardless. That said, it only amplifies the importance of multi-apping and having more opportunities to receive orders while you wait, and potentially taking an order from a restaurant that isn't having these issues in the moment. But the reverse is also true though, because you can take an order from a restaurant who is having these issues, or worse, always had these issues, and an app that may not provide you the extra $2. From what I could tell, Uber doesn't do this. Grubhub doesn't do this. It's only DoorDash at the moment in terms of the on-demand space. My perspective is to only take an order that is worth the wait time if necessary, because otherwise it might bite you in the butt. The other thing that has yet to be mentioned is, does wait time pay increase based on the increased amount of time waiting? So basically, you have to decide if the extra $2 justifies not only waiting longer than the 10 minutes you already waited to qualify for the $2 increase, but the time you're going to have to wait for the excessive wait time that will inevitably be added on. But waiting an extra half hour from a restaurant that already discriminates against gig workers or puts delivery orders on the back burner, even though they're not busy enough to justify the delays they're currently having, is irresponsible. Not to mention, it signals to the merchant that their actions do not have consequences and they can treat you however they want without recourse, which in my opinion justifies more than just Yelp and Google reviews, but more on that a different day. Potential fraud-based deactivations incoming. This Redditor actually brings up an interesting problem. Has anybody been abusing the merchant delay pay? I did it 3 times last night, all after I left the merchant and while I was driving to the customer. I waited till 10 minutes went by and then got the option for the extra $2. No way this lasts that long, and I am a little scared of getting into trouble for abusing it already. Anybody else abusing it? Which is true. This does seem like a system that will be abused, and he probably shouldn't have said that online. But let's say someone waits 8.5 minutes and gets spiteful enough or opportunistic enough to take their time while going back to their car, going to the bathroom for an extra few minutes, and then asking for it then. I have actively seen many drivers on TikTok who will boast about how they will literally take an order going $4 for 9 miles and have no intention of taking the order or delivering it, just to have it worry-free unassigned later to intentionally delay the progress of that order. And from how drivers have been deactivated for far less, it would stand to reason that this can lead to a contract violation or some kind of fraud-based deactivation or platform abuse-based deactivation, which can also have good drivers caught up in wrongful deactivations, which only builds up the point that we cannot allow restaurants to play stupid games either. Merchant delay pay doesn't justify bad behavior. Like I said, this is not only going to be weaponized by bad drivers, it will have good drivers deactivated as well. If the merchant decides to ignore you for 10 minutes after trying to get their attention, and that starts to signal to the platform that you are the problem, merchants can also intentionally leave your order on the back burner as well, like we said earlier, are focusing on the orders within the restaurant and ignoring the customer that had already paid. Regardless, this is something that I think needs to be accounted for and will need to be heavily evaluated on the platform as well, and only make it more important to develop your own paper trails in the event that something goes wrong and you get blamed for other people's bad acting. Driven Wild does have something in the works that can help with that, but you can also make notes in this on your MileIQ app or whatever mileage app you use to make it clear that you were forced to wait for an order more than you should. Take a bit of video, screenshot the order itself, make a Yelp review to make it clear that poor behavior is not tolerated. Do what you need to do, man, but don't let bad behavior slide. It is one thing if one-time issue leads to order volume issues. It is another if the bad review leads to exposure of the poor integrity of the restaurant being exposed. Keep your standards high. One of the best things I can offer to you now is don't accept orders that are not worth your time. Don't take the $4 order going 1 mile or 9 miles or whatever just because a $2 wait time can now make it a little bit more worth it. It really doesn't, and we shouldn't be teaching customers and merchants that poor behavior is okay. Maintain the no tip, no trip standard and keep your business profitable. Wait time is to give drivers a reason to stay, not to justify longer wait times. That said, it's easier to have that abundance mindset and keep good orders coming in when you have more pay coming in. And you keep that pay coming in by having a diversified gig portfolio and developing exit strategies that actually make sense. So make sure you have other apps to earn money from and a means to make money outside of simply gig work, so you aren't tempted to fall for their games and you could stay in a position of abundance as well. And if there's another angle on this subject or any subject that you would like me to go over, feel free to email me at drivenwild@gmail.com. And who knows, maybe you get a shout out in a video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Check out my website, drivenwild.com, if you'd like to learn some more about the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering to gig workers today. And if you want to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in the gig economy today and be in the know what most people are talking about, make sure to check out our new channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcasts, where we take the live streams we hold on Thursdays at 9 p.m., cut them down to more digestible clips, and have them posted there. Also, check out my Patreon for more exclusive clips, full-length live stream replays, and other membership perks for self-employed individuals who want to grow and scale their business. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching.